Hey there, Griever Gang. Welcome to the extension of Spooky Week. For those who saw the video yesterday, actually, I'm not even sure if that video will go up on YouTube or if it will be allowed on YouTube. So if not, then you'll be able to see it on Patreon. But if not, then this will be the 7th video. If it is up, this will be the 8th one, and it is part of the reason why I extended Spooky Week. So over the course of asking you guys, hey, I would like to have a look at some stuff for Halloween, there's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff that people kept sending in, and rightly so. Some of it is absolutely awesome by incredibly awesome artists. So I'm very keen to have a look at this one specifically. It's been a while since we've looked at Ren, so I thought, hey, why not do it? It's part of an excuse to go back and have a look. Not that I really need an excuse, but... So, this song, Children of the Moon, I know nothing about it. I've heard that it goes really nicely with Halloween. I don't know whether or not it is specifically a Halloween song or written with Halloween in mind, but we're going to find out together. So, before we begin, please do leave a like on the video. It really does help. If you have not subscribed, I'd highly appreciate it if you did so. And without any further ado, let's have a listen to Ren singing Children of the Moon. Make sure the volume's all the way up. Ooh.
Children that worship the moon. We live in the shadows and we never see the sun. Creatures of the city, and I'm sure you'll see us soon. We dance to the beat of a very different drum.
Interesting. Okay, hang on. So, first of all, love the kind of silent film aesthetic. I love a good silent film. And I can tell that Ren does as well. In the I think it was the last thing we looked at. Oh no, it may not have been actually. You know what? It may have been something else. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. But there was a reference that he made to what's his bloody name? Charlie Chaplin. I couldn't think of it then. So there was a reference that Ren made to Charlie Chaplin's The Greatest Dictator, or The Great Dictator. Greatest? Can't quite remember off the top of my head. And so, therefore, we know that Ren has, like, footing in that sort of area and has a bit of know-how. I am so interested in this musically because there is so much dissonant music, dissonant musicality in here that we know for a fact, based upon the stuff that we've looked at with Ren, is completely intentional. Because his grasp and grip on music is incredible. So we know that this is intentional, what he is doing here. And my God, I was not expecting the music to cut in and be something like this. Did I have any expectations? No, not really. Because like, when it comes to Ren stuff, everything is so incredibly different. And like going in with any preconceived notion is a bad idea. But this was just very surprising. This is awesome.
Creatures of the city, and I'm sure you'll see us soon. We dance to the beat of a very different drum.
And a large part of that dissonance as well comes from the double layering. Double? Maybe more. But multiple layers of vocal.
Can I get that rhythm that sends shivers down your spine? In the sewers of the city we will wait until the night. When the night's black ink holds the moon in the sky, we will take to these streets where we beast move with pride. It's a Children of the Moon intervention, with a hair stand on end when you feel tension. A different breed with a scabs, with a scum, with a grit, with a grind. And we dance to a very different...
Oh my God. Here's the thing, and I've said this before about Ren. So we've gone through enough of Ren's stuff to look at him and go, he's not just a rap artist. He's a musician, 100%, covers absolutely everything in what he does, right? And he's so cerebral about it. The man has an incredible ear and an incredible brain for all this type of stuff. The interesting thing is that I'd love to see somebody reacting to this that has never heard Ren before. Sorry, specifically, never heard Ren singing before, as opposed to the rap style stuff that he does. Now, the reason is, back here, this is incredibly proficient vocal. It's a little bit further back than that. Let me go back over this.
Can I get that rhythm that sends shivers down your spine? In the sewers of the city we will wait until the night. When the night's black ink holds the moon in the sky, we will take to these streets where we beast move with pride. It's a children of the moon intervention, with the hairs that stand on end when you feel tension. A different breed with a scabs, with a scum, with a grit, with a grind, and we dance to a very different.
Like that vocally is crazy to me, because you don't, it's very much how I use the analogy, well, not analogy, but use the example of people like Alyssa White Gloves, right, who is a female vocalist in the metal space and has this brilliant clean vocal and this absolutely insane harsh vocal, and she flips between the two of them so well and so proficiently, but yet doesn't seem to have any of them bleed over into the other. It's very much similar here, how Ren changes between the spoken word and the rapped stuff and the actual vocal, because you could argue that in a lot of cases, he's kind of doing these lines as, you know, a melody change between two notes, right? But I think, and I could be wrong in saying this, so don't entirely quote me, but I could be wrong in saying it, but it seems to go deeper than that still, where it feels like it is the rapped, almost beat poetry style thing. And I understand that a lot of people are going to be like, Jim, rap and beat poetry similar. Not quite. It's that rhythmic thing that's coming into effect here, at least in my brain, then swapping for singular words even to be sung with incredible proficiency, like I think it was the word moon that he did this incredible trill, and then the end of that first line that in this section as well, I can't remember, but again it was a incredibly resonant and beautifully sung note that had this brilliantly stable and accurate and consistent vibrato to it. These are things that you do not see often, and it's why Ren stands out to so many people, because it's so weird, right? It's weird, it's wacky. These are things that people don't do 9 times out of 10 because they can't. But even when they can, it's almost like a choice not to. But Ren's kind of mentality when it comes to music is, no, I'm putting myself out there with music. I want to show what is going on in my head. So that weird, wacky, unusual sort of thing comes out. And am I saying that Ren is weird and wacky? Not necessarily, and I definitely don't mean that to sound in any way derogatory, and I'm sure he'll understand what I mean as well if he ever sees this, but he is, in fact, unapologetically human, and decides, I'm going to let my humanity shine. Here's what I am. Here's who I am. He does himself. He puts himself out there in such a full and unapologetic way, and it is so refreshing to see it.
A time that was not long ago, there lived a little boy infected by the evils of this world. In his heart, the madness was growing until he leaked anger into his veins. And when he grew, he didn't grow up, he just grew more and more insane. He felt pain in his brain, flames, blisters, bloodstains, bipolar hurricanes. Tried to remain sane, no, but it's in vain. Burning up in flames, oh, what fun, fun, dance to the drum, drum, drum.
Oh. Crazy.
We are the children that worship the moon. We live in the shadow so we never see the sun. sure you'll see us soon. We dance to the beat of a very different drum. We weave through the city like a poisonous thread. We're not quite living, but we're not quite dead. We all sing along to a very different tune. We are the children that worship the moon. We are the children that worship the moon. We live in the shadows and we never see the sun. Creatures of the city, and I'm sure you'll see us soon. We dance to the beat of a very different drum.
See, there were a few moments in there I wanted to actively pause it and go back, right? But it kept me actively engaged and watching, and there's very good reason for that. We're going to go over to final thoughts, and I'm going to go into that in depth. This has been insane. Okay, look, as far as the performance goes, this was insane. The video clip is so incredible, and you can tell too. And I mean no disrespect by saying this. You can tell that Ren's video clips are done on a budget, right? You can absolutely tell, but there is something so impactful and engaging by A, the fact that they are in fact done on a budget, and B, the choices that are being made for each and every single shot. Every decision visually is specifically thought through. And I don't know if that's a case of making those decisions because maybe the camera is, records at a certain frame rate or like something like that. Or even if he had like the top range equipment, right, which we know can cost stupid money, if he would make those same choices. And I'd love to actually like discuss that with him, because this is just so artistically brilliant to me and is so refreshing, as I've said a couple of times, because this style we don't see, I nearly said often, but the fact of the matter is we hardly see it at all. There's rap artists and there's singers, right? And then there's a lot of time where those two kind of aspects don't meet. Ren meets both meets those with such incredible proficiency for both skills that it really does my head in at times. Because even if we talk about his harmony work throughout the entirety of this, even so much like the story is so important in this, and the words are what is so important, that it's easy to miss certain aspects of the actual vocal line. The harmony work is pristine, by the way. It's so good, but it develops completely differently as well. Whereas in most sort of songs, it would be a case of here's one harmony, then you add another harmony, add another layer of harmony, so on and so on with the particular story. This didn't happen in that way for this at all. What instead happened with this, the harmony comes in, and as the song progresses, becomes more and more dissonant. And for those who don't know, that dissonant is... hang on, let me get the dictionary definition of dissonant up. Okay, so this basically says... its first thing is saying lacking harmony, which that's not the case here, right? But the other thing is unsuitable or unusual in combination, clashing. And that's what is happening here. The vocal lines are, in fact, clashing to the point where it sounds wrong in the ear. But that's what I was saying at the start. It's all intentional. And a lot of people don't do this sort of thing. They just don't. The fact of the matter is, Ren is one of those artists that only kind of comes around once every so often, and I just adore it. What he does is brilliant, not only on a performer level and on a performance level, but me, the musical nerd, kind of looking at this going, oh, these are active choices that he has made. It's crazy. I'm looping back over stuff that I've already said, but it is so cool, honestly, to see this stuff. So look, I love it. I hope you guys did as well. This is absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like a favorite if you enjoyed, subscribe, do all that sort of thing. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what we did here today, you can join us over on Patreon for as little as $3 Australian per month. By doing so, you will join the absolutely wonderful people here. Also, if you're into gaming, I have a gaming channel, Griever Gaming, which you'll find the links to both the Patreon and Griever Gaming in the description below. Bye for now.